Thank you for joining us once again for Puddin's Training Tips, narrated by her mom. In our last video, we talked about redundant fencing for safer pets. Check out our YouTube channel to see that video. This video is about more options for keeping your pet safe, and these options can be added to your redundant fencing or used in replace of your redundant fencing. And once again, as always, the safest place for your dog is inside the house. And perimeter training is important, but these are some things you can use to manage keeping your dog in the yard while you work on perimeter training, positive perimeter training. If your dog digs to get to the other side, or if the neighbor dog digs, you can lay a concrete trench. I've seen 2 feet work very well. I've seen dogs work on a concrete trench 2 feet down for years. Eventually they'll get to the other side, but it will take some time. But one thing to be aware of, a lot of times fence lines are also where a lot of buried lines are, so always be doubly sure that you call before you dig. Call the utility companies. And since fence lines normally have a lot of underground lines, the concrete trench might be a great place to put your redundant fencing, the inside fence that you have. Some folks have had success with burying thick planks in the ground, but be careful when you do this. This could attract termites. So if you do go this route, make sure you're using treated wood. Now, I'm not a fan of anything aversive. Aversive techniques can psychologically damage your dog. But if there's no other choice but to go with an electric fence or a hot wire, then you might want to try some of these techniques that might be just a little bit less aversive than those. One thing you could try is laying poop along the fence. If your dog or the neighbor's dog likes to eat poop, then of course this will backfire. You can try motion sensor sprinklers, so when your dog comes close, sprinklers go off. Some people have had success with burying chicken wire, but I would put this in the last resort category. It might work, but also while your dog is digging, he might snag a nail and she could hurt herself pretty badly if a nail gets caught and ripped off. What if you have a neighbor dog or your dog likes to jump or climb? One thing you can try is a coyote roller. If you go to coyoteroller.com, you could see a video of this. Or go to that site, get some ideas, and then make your own type of contraption using PVC pipes or something similar. Never ever use barbed wire fencing. Your dog or the neighbor's dog could get seriously injured or will get seriously injured. But I put this picture here to show a demonstration of something that you could use for a climber or a jumper. If your fencing is curved in at approximately a 90-degree angle, or even greater would be better, it's going to be very difficult for a dog or even a cat to jump or climb over that beveled edge. So you could use the same type of hardware that's in this picture, but instead of using the barbed wire, you can stretch chain link across those things that bend in towards your yard or bend in towards the neighbor's yard. And this is just one example. You could probably think of other ways to have your fence at a 45 or 90-degree angle. If it's practical or feasible, if your yard is small enough, you could even put chain link fence across the entire top of your fence. So basically you have a top, and that way your pets can't get out and nothing else can get in except small animals that can fit through the chain link, of course. You could even set up some type of aviary type contraption that comes out from your house where the dog can walk out the back door to doggy door, but still be surrounded by a fence or pen around all sides. That way your dog can't get anywhere near the fence and nothing else could come in at your dog. A covered dog run would also work well. Just remember that the dog will probably need to stretch his or her legs and get exercise, so make the run as large as possible depending on the size of your dog. These are just a few ideas for keeping your pet safe. If you do decide to use any type of electrical equipment like electric fences or hot wires, just be aware that sometimes the power can go out and then your pet isn't protected. Sometimes there's power surges and your pet could be injured. And the most important thing to remember is that these aren't meant to work on their own. They're supposed to be used in conjunction with training to teach your dog to stay away from the fence, so be sure to consult a professional before using. For more training tips, check out Puddin's blogs. Thank you.